All right, guys, a lot of you struggled a little bit on yesterday's assignment. So later on today, I'm going to be posting what the answers should have been. Now, does that mean that you just go through and type the answers out? Actually, I might wait until tomorrow even. That way I can actually see those who are trying this. You'll have to make sure that you are submitting work. If you're struggling, reach out. I will be doing a Google Meet this morning at 10 o'clock. For those who need it, I will be posting that for you guys. But we are going to move on a little bit today with solving these with substitution. Your answers will look just a little bit different, but the process is still the same. So my plan is to walk through these two examples, and then I want to do one more example of the harder type from yesterday, just to kind of give you an extra thing to look at, to try to help you out a little bit, because you will see those again today. So for these ones, or for today, it says, what is the solution to the system of equations? So you're going to solve these the same way that you have been solving them. So first thing, make sure one of your equations is solved for a variable. This equation is solved for y. So if it says y equals 3x plus 1, that means we're going to take 3x plus 1 and substitute it into the other equation for y. So when I rewrite that, I get 6x minus 2. Substitute in. When you substitute, you take a variable out and put a chunk in. So take the y out, and you get 3x plus 1 equals negative 2. At this point, double check, make sure you have all the same variable, which you do. Then you're going to distribute. So bring down the 6x, negative 2, distribute it in. Negative 2 times 3x is negative 6x. Negative 2 times a positive 1 is a negative 2. That equals negative 2. Then you're going to combine like terms. 6x minus 6x, they cancel. You don't get one x or just an x. You actually get 0 x's, so they're gone. This is best case scenario, you guys, because these are a lot easier. So if they're gone, maybe not easier, but less work in the long run. So they're gone, so then you bring down what you have left over. I have negative 2 equals negative 2, which is true. So my answer is going to be all solutions. That's it. You don't have a variable to plug it back in for or anything. So if once you solve it, if you get something that is true, that is going to be in all solutions. Let's take a look at part B here. The second equation is already solved for y. So we're going to take 5x minus 4 and substitute it in for y. So I have 5x minus parentheses 5x minus 4 equals negative 4. So I have parentheses, I'm going to distribute. This is like a negative 1, so bring down that 5x, and I'm going to distribute the negative 1. So I have negative 5x, negative 1 times a negative 4 is a positive 4 equals negative 4. Combine 4 equals negative 4. 4 and negative 4 are not the same. So that's not true. So this is false, which means it would be a no solutions. And again, then you're done. You should look forward to these. You do have a couple of them on your assignment today. One of each, actually. So these ones, that's really all you would need to know additionally today. If you understood everything perfectly yesterday, then you can pretty much pause or cancel the video out and not watch this next one. But I do want to go over one extra problem from yesterday's kind of assignment, because it did, I think, throw some people off when you had to actually solve one of the equations for a variable. So I want to show another problem like that and see if I can get it to make sense, I guess I could say. So down here, I'm going to write out another problem. So this is from yesterday. So if I gave you the system just means two or more equations, negative 3x minus y equals negative 13, and then x plus 2y equals 6, and we need to solve. So the only difference from this problem and these problems up above is these problems up above have one of the variables already solved for. Down here, you don't have an x equals or y equals yet. So you're going to have to do a little bit of work to get one of the equations in either x equals or y equals form. So you're going to want to kind of take a step back and figure out which variable, x or y, would be easiest to solve for. And you basically want to look for the variable that has a positive 1 as the coefficient, or a positive 1 as the number that's out in front. So in our situation, it would be this x. This x has a 1 out in front, so I would want to get this x by itself. So to get x by itself, I need to take this 2y and bring it over to the other side. So I'm going to subtract 2y. So I get x equals negative 2y plus 6. So now my system of equations is negative 3x minus y equals negative 13. And I solved this one, and I now have x equals negative 2y plus 6. So basically my old system can go away, and this is what I now have. This is very similar to these ones now because the variable is already solved for, like one of the variables already solved for that by itself. So because this says x equals, I'm going to take this negative 2y plus 6 and I'm going to substitute it in for x. So I have negative 3 parentheses, take the x out, put the negative 2y plus 6 in, rewrite the rest of it, minus y equals negative 13. I have all the same variable, so I'm going to distribute 6y, and then negative 3 times positive 6 is minus 18, minus y equals negative 13. Combine like terms, 6 minus 1 is 5y, and then I have minus 18 equals negative 13. Add 18, you're just solving for y like you normally would. Add 18, and I get 5y equals 5, and then divide by 5. And you get y to equal 1. That's the hard part. Getting that y to equal 1 is the part that takes the longest. Once you find y to equal 1, remember that your answers have to be a point, an x and a y. So you're going to take that y equals 1 and substitute it into the equation that you worked so hard to get x alone in. So it says x equals negative 2 times y, which is 1, plus 6. So negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. Negative 2 plus 6 is 4. So our solution is going to be 4, 1. So your answers today will be either points, no solution, or all solution. And I'm not giving you a ton of them to do because I want to make sure that you try this. Today is our last day on substitution. Tomorrow we start something called elimination. So if you are still struggling, hopefully you do show up to our Google Meet. You have a quiz scheduled for next Friday, just as an FYI, and substitution will be on there, and you will have to show your work and submit your work to me so that I can see that you actually are using substitution correctly. So any issues, questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to reach out.